Welcome to another story made by Oracle 1. In the heart of the ancient kingdom of Eldoria, where mountains kissed the clouds and rivers sang their endless journey to the sea, there lived a young cartographer named Alara. From a tender age, she had been fascinated by the art of map-making, a craft revered in Eldoria for guiding knights to their quests and merchants to hidden treasures. Her hands, delicate and swift, could turn blank parchments into wondrous tapestries of lands, forests, and winding roads. Yet, Alara's talent stretched beyond mere drawing. She held an unusual gift, one that would challenge the very boundaries of reality. Alara's workshop was perched atop a stone tower overlooking the bustling capital city of Greystone. Her walls were lined with maps, scrolls, and charts, all meticulously annotated with notes and sketches. She had long dreamed of creating the grandest map Eldoria had ever seen, a living map that captured not just the present, but the future and the forgotten past. One overcast afternoon, as rain tapped softly against the stained glass windows of her tower, Alara unfurled an ancient piece of parchment gifted to her by a mysterious traveler. The map was old, brittle, and worn, with edges curled from time and use. Unlike her own creations, this map bore no title, no compass rose, only an intricate tangle of lines and symbols shifting faintly before her eyes. Alara's fingers grazed the parchment's surface, and a sudden warmth emanated from the paper. The ink shimmered and shifted. A new building appeared, tall and gleaming, shaped like a spiraling tower with wings of glass catching the fading daylight. Alara blinked, startled. She had never heard of such a structure in Greystone or anywhere in Eldoria. Curious and trembling with excitement, she sent her apprentice, a sprightly boy named Joran, to scout the city. "Look for this tower," she instructed, showing him the emerging illustration. Joran returned 2 days later, a frown creasing his youthful face. "There's no tower like that anywhere, Master Alara," he reported. "No one even talks about it." Alara nodded, her thoughts swirling like storm clouds. She returned her gaze to the map, watching as new edifices sprang up, glimmering pavilions, gigantic halls with crystalline domes, and even a vast labyrinthine library with towers that seemed to breathe in the dawn light. Some structures looked entirely impossible, defying both architecture and the laws of physics as she knew them. More alarming, certain buildings appeared that should never have existed. Twisted, crumbling spires that had been destroyed in ancient wars and cursed shrines the kingdom's elders forbade mentioning aloud. Night became day, and day folded back into night as Alara worked obsessively to understand the map's strange powers. Each morning, it redrew itself, streets rearranged, rivers rerouted, entire neighborhoods and landmarks dissolved and reappeared. But the changes were not random. When the map showed a new building, days or weeks later, Alara or her apprentices would find whispers in the market, rumors from traveling monks or merchants, hints that the building might be under construction or that a location deeply hidden could soon reveal itself. One dawn, Alara awoke to find the map depicting a radiant palace atop Mount Sindar, a dormant volcano long believed to house no secrets. The palace was surrounded by waterfalls cascading into cascades of molten silver. The local villagers had spoken for generations of a lost kingdom buried beneath ash and stone, but none had ventured near. The map's drawing radiated hope, and an impossible invitation. Determined, Alara set out the next day for Mount Sindar, her heart thrumming with adventure and a subtle touch of fear. As she climbed the rugged slopes cloaked in mist, her footsteps echoed an ancient song on the wind. Nearing the summit, she stumbled upon a strange stone gateway inscribed with runes matching those that had appeared beside the palace's image on her map. With a whisper and a pulse of magic, the gate parted, revealing a shimmering city suspended between dreams and twilight. The palace was real, more splendid than any artist's imagination could capture. Alara wandered through halls filled with portraits that shifted their expressions and libraries where the books sang tales aloud. Yet, puzzlingly, the city felt deserted, empty but alive. As dusk fell, shadows gathered, and a presence stirred. A tall figure, draped in shimmering robes, approached from the mist. The keeper of the map, an ageless being who explained the truth behind Alara's enchanted chart. "The map you hold is no ordinary guide," the keeper's voice murmured like a breeze through leaves. "It is a living record of infinite possibilities, the threads of time folded upon themselves. It draws buildings that might be, structures that never should, and places lost to memory. It is tied to the world's fate and to your heart. You alone can wield the map's power to shape reality, but beware, for every choice carves shadows as deep as the light." Alara's mind reeled, but her resolve crystallized. The map was not just a tool, it was a key, a burden and a blessing intertwined. Returning to Greystone, she found that the map's changes accelerated. Vivid barrios appeared overnight, populated by people speaking forgotten languages. Ghostly towers rose from swamps, glowing with eerie light, while crumbling ruins reassembled themselves with newfound purpose. Some citizens reveled in the wonders, but others whispered of damnation, fearing that these miraculous transformations tore at the fabric of Eldoria's soul. Alara knew she had to master the map, to steer its power wisely. She began to experiment, sketching additions in the margins, attempting to guide the map's hand without fully controlling its wild magic. She recorded every shift, every apparition, hoping to uncover patterns. One evening, deep in her workshop as the last flames in the hearth sputtered, the map unveiled a vision beyond any before. A sprawling city floating upon clouds, shimmering in gold and sapphire light. Buildings of impossible geometry spun gently in the air. At the city's center stood a colossal obelisk, crowned with a globe of radiant crystal. This vision was not merely a future possibility but a warning. Suddenly, the air trembled, and the tower's windows cracked as if reality itself strained under the map's power. Alara's hands went stiff. The city's image pulsed violently on the parchment, as though a distant calamity reached out to her. That night, amidst storms and restless dreams, Alara uncovered a hidden message woven beneath the shifting lines. An ancient prophecy describing the balance, a mystical harmony between creation and destruction, birth and decay. Should the map's power be allowed to spiral unchecked, Eldoria would fracture, collapsing into chaos and oblivion. Alara, now understanding her sacred duty, sought aid from the Council of Eldoria, mystics versed in time and destiny. Together, they fashioned a ritual to anchor the map's magic, not to suppress its wonder, but to guide its gifts in harmony with the world. The day of the ritual was marked by brilliant skies and a soft, harmonious hum that resonated through the land. Alara stood before the ancient stone altar, the map glowing softly within her hands as she whispered words both old and new. Tendrils of light rose from the parchment, weaving around her like a cocoon of hope. When the ritual ended, the map calmed, no longer thrashing with random visions but glowing gently, charting a future mingled with past, shadow, and light, a map alive with purpose, shaped by choice and guided by wisdom. Years passed, and the city of Greystone blossomed under Alara's watchful eye. The buildings once thought impossible became reality, temples of knowledge, towering libraries, and radiant halls where people from across Eldoria gathered in peace and learning. The cursed structures faded, their dark histories transformed into lessons inscribed in stone and story. Alara continued to chart the ever-changing world, her map a testament to the dance of fate and free will. From time to time, she would glimpse a new tower or street emerging softly on the parchment, Always a new possibility offered by the unseen weaver of worlds. And she met each new drawing not with fear, but with a resolute heart, knowing that in the hands of a true cartographer, even the impossible could be mapped, understood, and, perhaps, tamed. For more stories, like and subscribe.